know why I'm dripping already. All right.
If you were wearing this outfit, you'd be fine.
I know, I'd be much better. This suit is killing me, dude.
Suit.
All right, let's do another one of these. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Cicada Sessions here at lovely Field Day in Lawrenceville. It's nice, right?
It's really nice.
This little spot here.
Can I move in here?
Nope.
Oh.
And I am your host, Lance Park, and joining me is actress extraordinaire, Stephanie Swift.
Now, don't build them up too much with these expectations on extraordinaire. I'll just take subpar.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I
Well,
won't say that.
We can step it.
We'll put it in the description of the episode.
Subpar Stephanie Swift.
Stephanie, you've been a friend of Logan Street for a long time.
Yeah, I love you guys.
Yeah.
You always do really good work. I mean, I feel like you elevate every single time.
Oh, thank you.
Truly, and I'm not being paid to say that or anything. I mean, that's really how I feel.
Awesome. You'll get your check after the episode.
I paid her to tell us.
Yeah.
Jeff, you're dead to me. Oh. Well.
So what would you say, like ballpark? How many projects do you think you've been in?
I would say it's between now completed or just started projects.
Let's say completed. Yeah.
Okay, completed.
Like looking at your IMDb or something.
Probably around like 60 something, like 65-ish maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Now it can be anything from a micro short to a feature film, which far less of those. That might be in the single digits with the feature films.
Yeah. But the minute you like include, unfinished or planned projects, that number balloons 2 or 3 times, I'm sure.
Yeah. Or even just if it's a voiceover, I consider that a project just because I do my thing. I can be in my pajamas sometimes, whether it be in the basement or sometimes in studio too, if I feel that way. But, it just is more fulfilling to me when I see that the number remains where it is for a while if it's not the right project. Like it's okay, it stays at that number for me.
Yeah, and voice stuff is something like newer you've gotten into, right?
Like probably within the last 3 years, primarily I focused on that. Yeah.
Oh, that's your primary focus right now?
Right now, yeah, it has been. I mean, the last 3 projects I've done were all voiceover, and yeah.
What do you like? Do you like it better? Do you like it, like, how does it compare?
I like it because I do what I have to do, and I know going into it exactly what is expected of me. Like, you have these 4 things you have to record. This is the kind of voice we need. This is the dynamic of the script, or this is what we're looking for. And then I get to go do the magic, because having a musical theater background, that was really where I got started. I actually hear a lot of the dialogue anyways musically.
Yeah.
So like when I approach it, I'm sometimes more looking at it from that than the actual text.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a vocalization of emotion that comes out as a voiceover.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's like your start was musical theater.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool little so can you elaborate even a little farther on what you just said about how it's like a vocalization, like the different ways you would break down like dialogue?
So if I'm talking to you now, there's a timbre that goes on between us. So if like, let's say it's a dramatic piece.
Yeah.
I know ultimately I slow down that exchange between you and I and maybe pause because I want to think about what is at stake.
Yeah.
But if I'm acting, I'm in the moment with you, but in voiceover, you're by yourself. I have to visualize and musically think about an exchange with you when I do dialogue. So it actually becomes almost like a lyrical piece for me in my mind. And then that's what translates to the emotion. And then the text comes along with that because you're not here with me in that exchange. So I have to think about what is Lance saying to me on the other side of this voiceover.
And you like break it down that way.
Or else it sounds mechanical or contrived. Like if I'm doing a voicemail message like I just did in Anything at All, that's one thing. Like, hello, you've reached Carly Gold. I'm not available right now. Please leave a message at the tone. Like I know for a fact that that's what I'm doing, but I'm not delivering a line or dialogue to you. Leaving a voicemail message.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, that's my voicemail. Geez, now I sound like I'm insane. I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to myself, Lance. I'm talking to my phone, and I'm leaving
the internet.
Myself messages.
The whole internet. The whole internet's in that camera. Yeah.
That's
right. So one thing I wanted to talk to you about, you've done a lot of, in addition to the voice acting, you've done a lot of acting in general. But I wanted to ask you a little different question. I wanted to ask you a little bit about, in the indie world, a little bit of like, what are some of the ups and some of the downs
Oh.
of being in acting in the independent sort of scene?
I'll start with the good.
Yeah.
I want to keep it positive. The good I find from it is when I work with creatives like yourself, or with some of the folks I really enjoy working with, like Kaylee Fitzgerald, as an example of someone I hope to collaborate with in the future. When I find folks that I really stand behind their vision and their mission and what they do, it feels like a win-win, because if you're not paid, which oftentimes you may not be, if the project's not completed, which, like I said earlier, you want to know completed projects. It feels like when you put so much time into something and so much passion and love, and maybe ultimately you don't have something to show for it at the end of the day, that's what makes the indie scene so hard. But if you work with people you care about and that you enjoy doing any type of project with, like my husband, for example, I do love doing projects with Rick, and anytime I can, I want to. That makes it worthwhile for me, and that makes it a positive plus for me.
Yeah.
Now, the downside being the other side of the coin, like I said, the constant, like if there's disorganization, if there's like dissent, if there's just all the D's that you don't want to have, like destruction,
Yeah.
mayhem, it's like, why am I doing this? Even if I love it, it's driving me nuts. Like lately, it's just been people's schedules. I get it. Like we all have lives too, and we make these films sort of in our spare time if it's not our profession, and it's not my profession, sadly. But I think I've just had a hard time recently because I felt like the passion has almost left me a little
Really?
bit. And yeah, and maybe that's why I've turned more to behind the camera, because I feel like I want to change the experience that as an actor I've had on some sets when I've been unhappy, or I felt like we didn't have discussions, or we didn't all come together to make a project that we all loved and were proud of. I want to be the person that helps make that project, so that I can look at the other actor that's working with me and say, I want to work with her again.
Yeah.
And I want to continue to make indie projects that are meaningful and that resound with me. I'm sorry, I think I just hit my microphone. My apologies, because I'm passionate right here, and it's right here in my chest.
Are we okay, Chauncey?
Okay, because I was feeling on my chest here. Just a pound. I won't do this stuff. Okay, but
No
that's
gorilla
kind of
chest,
where I am now with the voiceover stuff, because I know I do it, and then I submit it, and then it's in their hands.
Mhm.
And then if I'm directing, or if I'm, a production assistant or helping behind the scenes, I know I can be a big component of how this magic all happens. Like if everybody here weren't here, you and I wouldn't be doing this right now.
Yeah.
So I sort of respect more, and I want that to be more my direction for the short term. That's how I feel about my passion right now for that.
Interesting, because I mean, you answered the question I was going to follow up with.
Okay.
When you answered it. Like I was going to follow up with, how do you, when you start to lose your passions for something, how do you manage that? How do you like deal with that? And it sounds like the answer is to adapt, right? And change, right?
That would be the biggest. In fact, if I had to put one adjective to what the indie industry, if we'll call it industry, here in Pittsburgh is, it's adaptability along with compatibility. You know, if you're compatible with a group, like you guys,
yeah,
and
like life is flux, and people, things change, so you have to like adapt,
Yeah, and if you don't, you'll be left behind. And sometimes I've learned now to say no. Like it's kind of one of those old adages, like know when to say no. But I said, I'm just not gonna take on something that I don't feel like is in my wheelhouse or is on my trajectory.
Yeah, and I think that's a really important skill I think everybody needs to learn, is the ability to say no.
I'm getting out of here. No.
Hey.
No, not you.
No,
everybody but you.
Him.
John, when I'm done, you can go, but
Okay.
Yeah, everybody but him. He can't say no. God damn it.
Don't say no, John.
But it's the truth, though. I think people pleasing, succumbing to pressure, that's like ever present, I think, in both in professional and personal lives, right?
And I used to only truly care about that. Like, I want to be in a film so badly. I'll do it, not do anything. That sounds like I'm misleading people,
No.
As to my moral code. But no, I feel that if we don't sometimes put our foot down, we're going to sacrifice and take away our own sovereignty. I can't even say that word, sovereignty. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spell it, but I can't.
Yeah, it's even tougher.
Okay. Sovereignty.
Sovereignty.
Thank you.
Sovereignty.
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 Okay, I love that. It sounds,
We all know
it
what
sounds
we're
kind
saying.
of
Yeah, we all know.
sovereignty.
We all know what I mean.
I don't want to sacrifice my sovereignty for anybody.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, that's well said. I think it's a really important message that we should be communicating to everyone, right? Yeah, I guess before there's a specific project you have in mind, but before we jump into that, I think we got some. You give us a little clip of some stuff you worked on, right?
Yeah.
A little midway point. We like to jump into that.
Yeah. We're gonna do so from Swipe. Kaylee talked about Kaylee Fitzgerald. It's in the film circuit now. It won on, I think it's Aneros is how you call it in New York. There's the Aneros Film Festival.
Yeah.
So it won Best Feature. So that was great.
Oh, cool.
It's episodes. There's 2 of them. So I don't know if they call
it
it
like a 2-part pilot or something.
Yeah. So I guess they combined the 2, but so it won there, and then it's at the LA Film Festival. I think next month or the month after, and then it's also in the other one in New York City, the big one that they have there, not Tribeca, but close to there.
Yeah, and this is a clip from Swipe.
Yeah.
All right,
so
cool.
I'm Karen.
So let's show that clip.
Yeah. For the children's ice show. Now listen, my daughter has been skating since she was 2 years old, and you people don't understand.
Sorry, ma'am, but just because you submit your info online doesn't guarantee you a prize.
You people won't even listen to me. I make her costumes. I put bedazzlers on those. She's so bedazzled. She can do triple lutz, she can do triple sound count, and then she's been skating forever. Okay, so she was 2 years old.
I can't do this. Where else can we work?
Show you a triple axel.
Hey, listen, your daughter, Madeline, with a Y and
2 E's.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, but she didn't win. Try again next year.
You know, I will never listen to your station. So
That's a microphone.
that's a microphone. That's a microphone. Do you want to talk into
Rick.
it? We talking
Rick.
Yeah.
Rick.
Testing
Hey,
1,
hey,
2,
the clip's
3.
over. The clip's over.
No way. Go.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Sorry.
honey. Yeah. Love
All
you.
right.
I can't get rid of him sometimes.
That's a really nice microphone.
Okay, so Stephanie, there's a specific project that you
Jeez.
good?
I didn't realize this was flexible.
So you brought up the specific thing we're on right now, right? You want to talk a little bit about that?
Oh, talking about Speakeasy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Speakeasy, which most people think it's like set in the 20s just because of the name. It's absolutely not set in the 20s. It's maybe set in like
I honestly thought that, yeah.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Like we're talking 2020 is what we're talking about Speakeasy. So like the year 2420, it's like all apocalyptic society, you know, like the world is ending and everything. And the character I play, she's sort of the head of the criminal element. That's sort of, it's really kind of exciting because I don't normally get to play like a villain type role, but the criminal element is trying to commodify what the drug is of the time, which it's a little bit sort of futuristic with like technology and coveting music. Music is one of the commodities of the future, and you know, you sort of have a means of accessing the technology through a headset, and there are certain things. But what I'm trying to do is find the best talent or the best folks like that I can commodify for the biggest return for me to the government or to the illegal agency.
Oh, really? So this is like something very different.
It's very different.
Usually.
Yeah, the script is definitely different than like ones I've seen that I've, you know, or apocalyptic or futuristic type things. So it just is more set in a world where she is the puppet master, but what she doesn't realize is actually she's being played by other entities that are sort of in power.
Yeah.
And then whenever her world kind of comes crashing down, what's she going to do and what's at stake to like and end it all for those that are trying to destroy her.
Yeah, and you're really good at describing your own like pathos and like way of sort of approaching things. So if you're doing like this sort of different role for you, what are you doing mentally to be different?
Just being myself, Lance.
Yeah.
No, actually, my husband and I just having conversations, and Rick and I being able to, you know, grow in those characters together because he's involved in the film as well.
You are.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I like Rick.
Yeah, he plays a very like lovable, I mean, because he is, but lovable, very sort of wise, almost oracle type figure that
Like
also.
exact opposite of him in the real world.
I don't, okay. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
no, he truly is an oracle when it comes to channeling emotion. I mean, the emotion that he channeled in the 48-hour film project we just did, honestly, I still watch that. Like, I'm in awe
Yeah.
of his real skill set and ability is how to take emotion and put it in that camera to the other side. Mine is actually taking it from the other side and bringing it inward and
Interesting.
then
Yeah.
creating that, what people are feeling and thinking or hearing in a voiceover, and making that come to fruition.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the difference between our processes.
Oh, yeah. That's really.
So I guess I'm more looking for the outside influence. I'm extroverted. He's very introverted with his process and with how he goes about it.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not. Did I just make that up, or is that
I
pretty?
think so, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean,
Well, I guess before
I also pulled it out of my ass, but you know, it's good.
I guess before we close out of here, I want to circle back to when we were talking about like struggling with passion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I sort of do this with all these episodes. You know, I'm watching this. I'm feeling that feeling. You know, I'm like, it doesn't have to be about film. It's just sort of, I used to really love something, and for various reasons, I might not love it anymore. Like, what is your advice to that person, you know?
I think it's, don't necessarily seek out your passion. Let your passion seek you out. And what I mean by that is try new things. Like, that's why I want to try to get more involved with behind the camera.
Yeah.
Because what if I find out that my passion is actually more geared toward that? Like, for instance, because I love sound so much, maybe to try to be an editor or be like a sound person and learn that skill set. And maybe I'll find out that that's also an area where I excel.
Yeah.
So maybe your passions can lead to something, but you don't realize maybe what that path is until you find that passion and it comes to be something in a reality situation in your life.
Yeah. So if you're feeling that way,
Yeah.
there's probably a reason. So
Yeah.
maybe you should listen to that feeling and like adapt and try new things.
So if you didn't have the adaptability, you wouldn't find that that's something that becomes your passion then. Like even composing or something like that with a musical background, I would love to, you know, get with some creatives in around the area, some composers, like the one for you, Jeff, for Dead, Acha or Jackie, or, you know, whomever, like that I can sort of learn that craft and learn that skill from.
Like try and
because-
expose yourself to new things.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's healthy to grow, you know. There's, you know, we're already discovering, I think, common themes among these episodes, but I think that's a good thing. I think this is like, it's good to reiterate these points and see different perspectives on how similar the human experience really is, you know?
And with the Speakeasy folks, like we've never worked with them before, but they're actually based out of, well, like the Dayton area.
Yeah.
And so they're actively right now seeking sort of funding in Ohio for that. But they want to film everything there, and they have a band that's in it. So I'm excited to hear this band that they formed with 4 creatives from all around the U.S. that are going to be in this band that the Duchess really covets. So I get to meet new people and work with creatives that I don't know yet.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I love about it, because they're outside of this market.
Yeah, like fresh experiences.
So yeah, and it'll all be filmed there. So hopefully we can get the funding so I can also, if you can post the information, that would be fantastic.
Oh, yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah, because Michael, Box, and Patrick, I think it's Haig, I hope I said that right, are the ones that are behind it. They wrote it, and they also did the composing and are helping that with that aspect. So
Oh, awesome.
looking forward to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
This upcoming year, so 2025.
Yeah, we'll post all that stuff.
Great.
I had fun. Did you have fun?
I had a blast.
I appreciate you coming out
really
here.
did.
These are short, but that's sort of the design here, you
I
know?
like it. Yeah. It
So,
was great.
Stephanie, where can people find you?
Okay. I am the official Stephanie Swift on Instagram, because there's other Stephanie Swifts, and we won't go into what industry they're involved in, but it's not one that I'm involved in. So
Okay.
I truly am not. So there's that one, Stephanie Swift on Facebook. I have a YouTube channel, so I can post that. I changed it just to Stephanie Swift, so I think that's what it's called. But yeah, I can send you all there too.
All right, awesome. Well, this has been Stephanie Swift, and this has been another episode of the Cicada Sessions. I should probably start thanking Field Day, so thanks, Field Day.
Thank you, Field Day.
See you next week. So long.
Thanks.